Back everyone, and now we're going to be discussing the Agile Manifesto and its values and principles. The Agile Manifesto was created back in 2001. It had 17 authors who originally met in a skiing resort in Utah. The reason why they got together was to understand and comprehend on how we can make software development better. There was a bit of a crisis, you can say, during this period in which the traditional methodologies of waterfall project management style was not able to keep up with the newer changing business requirements and changing priorities of that time. And during this meeting, you can say that they came up with the Agile Manifesto. And this manifesto had contained 4 key values and 12 key Agile principles. So the 4 key values are individuals and interactions over processes and tools, working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, and responding to change over following a plan. Now this is quite interesting because what you want to understand is that they were uncovering better ways of solving problems and better ways of creating software. Now it doesn't mean that the items on the right hand side we ignore. It just means that if there's a priority decision to be made, or if push comes to shove, we must favor the items on the left hand side. And well, does that mean that we just forget about the items on the right hand side? No. We must use processes and tools, comprehensive documentation, and contract negotiation, and following a plan. Because you cannot develop software projects or large-scale implementations if you do not have processes and tools, or even if you want to do vendor management, you need contract negotiation. So it means that when it comes to a priority decision, we just favor the items on the left-hand side. And it's very important to realize that there are some really key statements on this page that you can notice. So the first one is we are uncovering better ways of developing software by doing it and helping others do it. Through this work, we have come to value those principles and those values. And then there's another statement at the bottom, which is that is while there is value on the items on the right, we value items on the left more. So that just kind of reinforces what I was saying, that we want to favor the items on the left rather than the right. But we do not forget about the items on the right. We must also incorporate aspects of them into our software development projects. And then there were also the 12 Agile Principles. And you can see here there's a bit of a scattering of what these are, and these are summarizations of what they are, which we'll look on a little bit later. And you can see here we're talking about customer focus, flexibility, trust, team collaboration, working at a sustainable pace. We want to be working at iterative delivery, so always delivering something to the customer. We want direct communication and continuous improvement and self-organizing and cross-functional teams, and we want to have the art of simplicity. And these are really the 12 Agile Principles and what the children framework should always adhere to. So we're talking about Scrum, Kanban, and Lean. So we want these sort of values within these different children frameworks. And let's take a look at now what are these 12 Agile Principles in depth. And you can see here that there's 12 of them, and we have a different array of them. So if we go back to the previous slide, you can see that this is the high level summarization of them, and here we have the more in-depth version of this. So number 1 is our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. So you can see here how it kind of just maps across to these ones over here, and then you can have a read through this. But the important thing to recognize is that for the exam, this is absolutely critical, that you're able to understand this and you're able to change your behaviors in the real world and in your projects and in your teams to become this. Because if you have a good grounding in the 12 Agile Principles, you are on an excellent start on passing the certification and making your software projects even better. And this is really the key thing to understand, that these 12 Agile Principles is something that you want to really embrace throughout your daily life, and if you truly want to become and receive all the benefits of Agile and Scrum project development. And one of the things I want to point out here is that building projects around motivated individuals. So that's number 5. Give them the environment and support they need and trust to get the job done. You're probably wondering, why is this important? Well, this is the real cornerstone of it, because if you are able to decentralize decision making and make people feel empowered, they start to produce, you get a higher level of productivity, morale increases, and then the quality of the software increases, and then you can see all the rest of the principles are really influenced by building projects around motivated individuals. And there you have it. That's the 12 Agile Principles and the 4 key values of the Agile Manifesto.